Hello, I'm Gareth Thomas, and today we're looking at next year's NASCAR Cup Series schedule for 2022. I've had a look, some positives, but a lot of negatives. Positive is the clash move to the LA Memorial Coliseum. It's going to cause unpredictable racing at a very short track. The move to Gateway, replacing one of the dates at Pocono, having Homestead Miami moved from February to October, having quite a lot of changes. Texas moved up to late September instead of early November, and Texas All-Star Race moved from June to May, but there are some things I'm not happy with. 5 nighttime races, 4 of which, not 3 of which are Saturday nights. So, I've made a list of changes that I would, if I was in charge, I would do. First change I would do is Gateway. It's got light stage night races. It's done it before in the Xfinity Series. It's done it before in IndyCar. And it still does for IndyCar still. Personally, I'd move it to Saturday night, because then you get more attendance. The first Atlanta race in March, I would do that as well. Kansas, I would do the same. Texas, it's got lights as well, and I would do the same. Nashville, I would exactly do the same. And the second Richmond race. Since next year they're hosting both races at daytime. Personally, having 2 races at daytime is personally BS in my view. Because if you're supposed to host, if you've got lights around the track, use them. Because then you can promote your brand, your circuit, and get a better chance of increasing your fan attendance. Homestead Miami as well. And one reason why I think it's a bad move by NASCAR to have Homestead Miami as a day race instead of a night race is that the date they've gone for is the same weekend as the United States Grand Prix. Personally, if they had it on the Saturday night, then the fans that be attending Homestead Miami would go over to Cotter for the Grand Prix. So, I think NASCAR would want, and Homestead would want to work with Cotter to do a ticket promo deal for fans. Its fan attendance are not good so far. For around about 10 years, only Daytona and Talladega can do a good job of packing grandstands. And the only way that if you want to get good grandstand seats is by putting it on Saturday night instead of Sunday afternoon, because Saturday night racing is good. Sunday afternoon, it's just like a snooze fest. Saturday night is the night for stock car racing night all across America, but having racing on Sunday afternoon when you know you've got your track to have lights is just ridiculous in my view. Texas All-Star Race, I say the same, because Saturday night means stock car racing night all across America. Fontana, Las Vegas and Phoenix are on the west coast, so 3 hours time difference, so I would suggest moving it to 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on Saturday night for the first Las Vegas race, the Fontana race, but I would also put the season finale in Phoenix as well as a Saturday night, because then you get good racing for fans that want to watch. I would also make changes, if I was in charge, for the Southern 500 and Kirkgore 600. For the Southern 500, I would move it from Sunday night to Saturday night, and move it from USA to NBC, because on Sunday night, NBC have got American football. So, you've got either 2 options: bump the football off NBC, or move it to Saturday night. I think fans would want Saturday night for a 7,500 because you get 2 straight nights of sport with NASCAR on Saturday and American football on Sunday. And then with the Coca-Cola 600, the reason why I suggest moving it from Sunday night to Saturday night, it's not just because stock car racing night all over America. Sunday is the day for the Indianapolis 500. And there'd be a lot of fans in Charlotte that would want to go to Indianapolis. And I would not be surprised if they move it to Saturday night to avoid the clash with Indianapolis. But also did a ticket promo deal so that they could do the Cup race on Saturday night and then do Indianapolis on Sunday afternoon. It makes proper sense to have both 7500 and Coca 600 on Saturday night instead of Sunday night. Whoever's in charge of these schedules needs to get their P45, which means you're fired immediately, because the person in charge of this is not doing a very good job. There'd be several things I would change. Restrictor plate racing. Obviously we don't have restrictor plates now for races at Daytona and Talladega, but I would implement that type of racing at tracks including Fontana, Las Vegas, Michigan, Pocono, Kansas, Homestead, Miami, Dover, Nashville, Atlanta, Texas, Charlotte and Darlington. The 1990s type of IWOC racing was exciting, where they were together in packs and produced better racing, more side by side and more accidents. Unrestricted engines can produce boring racing at those tracks. The cars together can bring in packed grandstands and better racing for drivers and teams. But I would ban PJ1 surfaces to ensure fair racing. If a track had lights and it was a Sunday afternoon race and it was postponed to Monday, I would ban it from running on Monday afternoon but run it on Monday night to ensure that they had a race held on Monday night under the lights to make sure that as many fans attended as possible. And I would change it so that the risk of daytime racing would be invaluable. Another thing that I would do is nighttime racing to have it mandated across any track that has lights. So tracks like Fontana, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Kansas, Gateway, Nashville, Richmond, Texas and Homestead, Miami have lights, but they run their races on Sunday afternoon with no nighttime action. If I was in charge, any track must have at least one night race on a year, as the date would be unviable to fans and media. If I was in charge, I would give them a Saturday night. If there was one date, then they must run their race on Saturday night. If a track had two dates, one must be a Sunday afternoon and the other must be a Saturday night. So, that's what I would do if I was in charge. The history of night races. So from 78 to 90, the Bristol night race was the only night race, and then Richmond had their second date as a night race, and then the All-Star race in 92 was famous for being the first big night race. And then the Coke 600 in 93, and then the Coke 0400 in 1998, and then 7 more tracks were added. And this year only 5. Back in 2014 through to 2016, 11 tracks had night races. Personally, as many tracks should get night races as possible, although one date should be a Sunday afternoon and the other a Saturday night if a track has two dates, like Daytona and Atlanta, for example. But personally, my view is as many tracks Saturday night, if there's two dates, then one should be a Sunday afternoon just to ensure fair racing. But my message to NASCAR and to anyone that's watching, I would, as good as Sunday afternoon is unviable, not economical. Saturday night is stock car racing night all across America. And if there was a race on a Saturday night, fans can rest and go to church on Sunday morning. And then watch the football on Sunday afternoon, although it's from September all the way through to November. and then because then fans would be much more relaxed on Sunday than they were on the Saturday. Plus it's easier logistically if a race is postponed from Saturday night to Sunday afternoon or to Sunday night, because then it's easier for fans, but it's also easier for TV. See the logistical issues with it. Hopefully in future NASCAR, Fox and NBC take note of that, because I think their scheduling in the last few years have been utter rubbish. Completely. Hopefully in future they will think about it, because I've never seen such rubbish organisations do bad scheduling, but NASCAR take the biscuit on that with bad scheduling. Hopefully next year they will think long and hard and give us more night races, because tracks like Richmond, Kansas, Atlanta and Homestead need night races. Nashville can do that, and I think it's about time NASCAR gets their whole out of their rear and prove themselves to be a worthy organisation. Because if they want to prove themselves, then they must prove it to the fans. And with all them suggestions that I've put up, then it's about time that they prove themselves, not just as an organisation, but to the fans. I'm Gareth Thomas. Hope you enjoyed this. Goodbye.